Dear friends, pleased to see you again in this video. This video is mainly devoted for a fundamental key language component, which is thank you vocabulary. The topic of today is how can we teach this language component, which is vocabulary. What are the stages that undergoes teaching this language component, and what are the techniques and strategies that the teacher use to teach this element? So, did you know that a student needs to encounter a new word 10 to 16 times to effectively learn it according to recent research? Considering the number of new words students have to learn per course, this means us teachers have our work cut out for us. We all know that although it is important for students to use correct grammar and structures, words are the main carriers of meaning. This means that the more words students are able to handle accurately, the better their chances of understanding a language, especially English, and making themselves understood. So, to effectively acquire new vocabulary, students must go through 3 essential stages or steps that I'll show you later on. Let's start with the first step, and within it we'll see the strategies of each step and the techniques that the teacher can use to teach this element can use. So the stage 1 is reception. Reception means students notice a new word with help. It is passive, it is about observation. It is passive observation. Receiving a new word. Let's see the strategies behind these to use or to teach this language components in this stage. When introducing nouns, things, objects, animals, etc., we use visual aids or visual elements work best with concrete nouns, but try to go beyond, and we use flashcards and illustrations. Try to use real objects. We try to go beyond flashcards and illustrations. Try to use real objects or rely, whenever possible, or even sounds, smells, and tastes. Appeal to all of your or our student senses. This is related to nouns. Things. Let's see what we can use in introducing objectives or adjectives. We use opposites like big and small, long and short, are usually illustrated with pictures. But here's another case where Relaya or real-life objects will help you to teach new adjectives. The use of real-life objects is wonderful for words like soft and rough. Adjectives that may take precious minutes of class takes takes time to explain. For more advanced, we have here advanced adjectives like stunning, gorgeous, spectacular, huge, and immense. We bring in photos of famous sites from around the world, like the Louvre, Egyptian pyramids, the Eiffel Tower, etc. Then use these new adjectives to describe these places in ways that clearly illustrate their meaning. We handled so far concrete nouns. Let's see how can we handle abstract vocabulary or abstract words or abstract things. There are things you simply cannot teach with a flashcard or user relay or real objects. Or what works best here in these cases are synonyms. We use synonyms, antonyms, definitions, substitutions, or simply placing students within a given context. Contextualization is very important here. Consider this simple example. For example, to teach the difference between early and late, remind your students what time class begins. That states that those who arrive before this time are early, while those that arrive after this time are late. We have done with the first stage. Let's go to the second stage of this process. The second stage here, if you can guess, is good recognition. The second step is about recognizing the word, the new word, or understanding the vocabulary given. The students actually recognize the word at first with help and then later on their own. So, what are the strategies and the techniques that we use here for recognition? The first technique is matching. Is another type of exercise with countless possibilities. Students may be required to match opposites, synonyms, or a word with its definition, as well as a picture to a word. This is matching. The second strategy or technique is filling blanks, here with options. This is called controlled practice. Handing out a piece of written text, anything from a description, song, letter, or to even a short story, with blank spaces that must be filled in from a list of words. You can adapt this to longer text and also have longer word lists. This is what related to this stage. let's see the last stage of this process and the techniques that involved within it. We have production. Here, when the role of the student is active, it is student centered. Here, when students recognize or are able to both recognize and produce the word, to understand and produce the word. Therefore, what are the strategies to use or that the teacher can use in this stage when producing vocabulary? We have descriptions. The first one is descriptions. From a newspaper photo of a recent event to a personal account of a recent trip, there are countless things students can describe while putting new vocabulary to good use. This goes for both oral and written descriptions. You may give them some guidance, like indicating that they have to use at least 5 adjectives in their description. Assistance and help and guidance are very important in this stage as well. Or 5 words related to sports, weather, etc. Until when we have no guidance at all, from dependence to independence. The second strategy here can we account for here is fill in the blanks. Here we have no options, means free practice. We have here independence or autonomy of the students or the learner. Supplying students with a piece of written text with blank spaces that have to be filled in with any word that fits. You may give them indications for each space. We have indications or instructions, etc., like noun, adjective, or adverb. If they're advanced, if they're advanced students, you can then read several out loud to compare the students' words used to fill in each blank. So, this is the process behind teaching, or there goes teaching vocabulary. And there are 3 stages that teaching vocabulary undergoes. We have the first stage, let's recapitulate, we have reception, which is passive, when the student encountering a new word. The second stage, we have recognition and understanding the new word. And the third and last stage, we have production. This is what I have today. Actually, I have done with this video. Thank you for watching and see you soon.